So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through my pre-qualification tool in my mortgage app. Hopefully you've already downloaded it. If not, there will be a link in the post notes that you can download it there. There's a lot of features within my app. A lot of my clients love using it. Like, you can start a mortgage application that'll go directly to my mortgage application software right here within the app. Just hit apply now. You can use the pre-qualification tool, which is what we're going to do today. There's a mortgage calculator, which allows you to analyze different scenarios. Like if you wanted to take advantage of your prepayment privileges and that sort of thing, you can do that. And I'm going to do separate videos for that stuff later on. And there's also a purchase calculator. I use this a lot with my clients when they're house shopping to do very sophisticated reports every time we're looking at different properties and that sort of thing. But for now, let's just jump into the pre-qualification tool, and I want to show you how to do that. So all we're going to do is we're going to click on that. Now I already have a scenario that's in there. I'm going to just start over and reset that. So this is a kind of a Q&A walkthrough, really simple and easy to do. Anyone can do it. It's pretty straightforward. It's just going to ask you a bunch of questions. You're going to answer it. And at the end, it's going to spit out a number that's going to tell you what your pre-qualification amount is. Now I'm going to talk about at the end the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval, because there is a huge difference. But for now, let's just jump into the scenario. So I'll give you a little bit of a scenario here. We've got Sarah and Jim. They're two teachers, first-time home buyers. They're looking to buy their first home. They're looking for a detached home. We have them making at about $65,000 each, so $130,000 gross a year before income taxes and deductions. They do have some credit card debt of about $5,000, and Jim has a car payment of about $445. Okay, so let's jump in with that information and let's see what happens at the end. So the first thing you do, you're going to come into the app, you're going to hit continue, and the first thing it's going to ask you is, where do you plan to buy? And that's important because the app is very intuitive. It has a lot of information about from each city on stuff like land transfer tax, etc. So you're just going to type in where you plan on buying. I've already put in Hamilton, Ontario, so I'm just going to do that. Otherwise, you would just type that in and it will pull up your city. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to answer, are you planning on buying a house or a condo? So in this scenario, we know they're going to be looking for a detached home. So we're going to put house. And the next question it's going to ask is, are you planning on renting out any portion of that home? Now, we're going to say no for now, but this is important. So if you are looking to house hack and you are looking to potentially look for a legal duplex, rent out the basement, that's important to know because lenders will use portions of the rent to help you qualify for the mortgage, okay? But that's for another video. But for now, we're going to just say no. And next, it's going to ask you how much you have for your down payment. So we said before they have about $75,000. You can slide using a slider to get to $75,000, or you can just enter it in the number as you're clicking in here and entering in $75,000. Up to you on how you do it. Really easy to do. Next, it's going to ask you, do you have any outstanding balances when it comes to like credit cards or line of credits and that sort of thing. We know they have about $5,000 on their credit card right now. We're going to put that in. We're going to say no for a line of credit because we know they don't have one of those. We do know that there is a car loan, so we're going to say yes to that. And we're going to put in the $445 monthly. We're going to say no to any other loans, but if you had other loans like student loans, that sort of thing, you can add them in here. Again, really easy to do. Hit next. The next thing it's going to ask you about is your employment status. So here it's got three boxes that you can select. You can select employed, and that's whether you're full-time employed or part-time employed. You're going to put that in there. If you're self-employed, meaning you're your own business owner, you're a sole proprietor, you're incorporated, you'd click that. Click the self-employed. If you're retired and you're drawing on your pension, then you can click your pension there. But we're going to say they're employed here. Hit next. Again, this is all very fast. What's your total gross household income? Again, $65K each. So that's roughly what, $130,000 per year. So again, I'm going to pull the slider over. It comes to about $130K. We're going to hit next. And next is going to ask if you know your credit score. You don't have to know your credit score. Again, I'll talk about that when we talk about the pre-approval. Let's say you do, and that we say yes. Okay, what they're going to say now is they're going to give you a list of the different options. So anywhere between 300 to 599, right up to 900 as a credit score, 900 being the best. worst being 300. And we know their credit score is pretty good. It's between 730 and 780. So we're going to say 680 and 799. And next, all you're going to do is hit calculate my home price. And what's going to happen in the background, it's running through all the different formulas, adding in all the information from what you've entered in here, and then it's going to spit out a pre-qualification amount. And in this case, it's going to be $610,931. It's giving your total monthly costs there, which you can look at the breakdown, your mortgage payment, estimated expenses, personal debt. It'll provide your details that you provided in here. It'll go through the mortgage information. So here it's qualifying you on a qualifying rate of 6.29, the interest rate of 4.29. So the qualifying rate is that stress test that you may have heard about, where the lenders have to qualify you based on what their rate is plus 2%, and then it's based on a 5-year term with a 25-year amortization. And you can also see, because they're putting a minimum less than 20% down, then there's going to be mortgage insurance on top of that. So you could actually print out a certificate. I would not, and this is where I'll get into the difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval. This is not something I would take to a realtor. This is something when you first start out, you're just trying to budget, you're months away from shopping, you can use this to start figuring out your budget. But personally, you should get a pre-approval, and here's the difference. So here, I'm not verifying your income, right? I'm not looking at any of your documents. I'm not looking at your letter of employment. I'm not looking at your pay stubs and that sort of thing. I'm not looking at your down payment sources and where it's coming from. I'm not looking at your liabilities. So, there could be something in there, like maybe you have a side hustle and you're making income from something. Well, we can use that income. Or maybe there's a lot of overtime that you do, or, there's volume bonuses that you get, and there's a bit of a variable aspect to that. So there's a lot more to it. Getting a pre-approval than just a pre-qualification. Again, this is something that's just very simple, allow you to easily see, okay, this is what I can budget for. But my recommendation is always get a pre-approval and work with a mortgage agent or mortgage broker to get that done before you start working with your realtor to go out house hunting. There's nothing worse for you is going out and spending literally weekends looking at homes and realizing, oh my God, I can't afford that, right? So always best to do that. So thanks again for watching. I thought hopefully this was very helpful. If you do have any questions and you want to talk about mortgage options, then feel free to reach out anytime. Bye for now.